which can be achieved through autonomy. The PNM has some different levels in the Tobago style, ratified at all levels of the. And so I ask you the question tonight: what more demonstration of Tobago-ness can we ask for? This, ladies and gentlemen, I am convinced will be the catalyst for change and further development in our community and by extension all of Tobago. We have seen and we have heard of the disrespect from the Ministry of Tobago Development. We have witnessed how the central government agencies and the UNC-led People's Partnership government have sought to treat Tobago over the last 5 years. And so the time has come for all of us to fall in line like the Trinidadians and to vote for change and stability. Don't let the PR stunts fool you. Whenever you wake up in the morning, is we have a plan. Whenever you sit down to eat, we have a plan. You're trying to sleep at night, is we have a plan. And so, ladies and gentlemen, all of Tobago, where was this plan when crime was on the increase? Where was the plan when you, the people in Tobago East, were crying out for water? Where was this plan when you were crying out for proper public transportation and for an improved airport and seepage? Where was the plan when you, the people of Tobago, gave the Chief Secretary the mandate to meet with the Prime Minister regularly to discuss matters of importance to Tobago? Where is the plan for the dueling of the Clonmel Highway and for the building of our police stations and fire stations right there in Roxborough? Look at what has happened to those facilities over the last 5 years. The fire station is now hidden over at the Roxborough waterfall. But all of a sudden, ladies and gentlemen, we hear of the old talk, we hear of the rubbish, we have a plan. And so the question is, where was that plan? And we have to ask further, where were the TOP and the forwards in all of this? Because again, I make the statement that Chrislyn Moore was also a part of the People's Partnership. They were the ones who brought the People's Partnership to us here in Tobago. And 5 years after, we are no better off. There was no representation. All we have asked for on behalf of you was respect. And that was never given. All we would have asked for was the ability to borrow money to improve Tobago's infrastructure. And that request was never acceded to. All we have asked for as a people, as ambitious people, is the right to self-determination. And all we have received to date are empty promises. The largest budget in the history of this country was within the last 5 years. And what did Tobago receive from that? Ladies and gentlemen, I want to remind you that the PNM is the party with the plan. The PNM is the party with the vision. They have treated with tertiary education over the years. They have treated with the core industrial estate and would have ensured that there is a powerful energy line that connects Tobago to Trinidad and opens up opportunities for Tobago and the rest of the Caribbean. Do you remember that it was the PNM that revolutionized travel between Trinidad and Tobago, and at the same time dealt with the purchase of the ATRs to treat with the air bridge between Trinidad and Tobago? And so, ladies and gentlemen, I urge you to think wisely. I urge you to vote solidly and only for the People's National Movement come September 7, 2015. And when I look at it, brothers and sisters, it is by no accident that the two former representatives did not seek re-election. And so I need you, the people of Tobago, I need you, the people of Betsy's Hope, to take more active part in your development. I need you to take more and more active role, a greater role in the electoral process. I am asking for you not to sit idly by and to be counted, ladies and gentlemen. I therefore need to emphasize that under a PNM-led administration, all the issues of constitutional reform will be resolved. And so, as I said, we have clearly articulated that in our manifesto. And so all that has been said and done, the only candidate for Tobago East is Mrs. Ayanna Webster-Roy. The only candidate for Tobago West is Tobago, who has a track record of speaking on our behalf in Parliament. Ladies and gentlemen, I do not have to introduce you to Mrs. Ayanna Webster-Roy. She lived in this community for several years, but I have had the opportunity to work with her. I have had the opportunity to interact with her when I was in another division, the Division of Community Development and Culture. And so come September 7, 2015, it is your fundamental right and your democratic right to vote. And so I want to urge all of you God-fearing Tobagonians to let your voices be heard by voting resoundingly for the People's National Movement. A vote for the PNM is a vote to preserve the integrity of the Tobago House of Assembly. A vote for the PNM is a vote to restore democracy on this island and the national community. A vote for the PNM is a vote for self and, most importantly, a vote for the country. And so I urge you to vote wisely, vote the PNM. Ladies and gentlemen, I urge of you to go to the polls with fortitude and with tenacity. I urge you to not be bystanders or undeciders. I urge you to let us rally, let us bring out our parents, let us bring out our spouses, let us bring out our brothers and sisters, and come September 7, 2015, vote solidly and only for the People's National Movement. Great is the PNM, great is the PNM, and we shall continue to prevail. I thank
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, let us give another hearty round of applause to Mrs. Tracy Davidson-Celestine. And please allow me to say a special good evening to the family of Mrs. Ayanna Webster-Roy. On the hill, the Roys are up on the hill, and down in Battery Bay, the Thomas are down in Battery Bay. So let's give a round of applause to the family of Ayanna Webster-Roy. Ladies and gentlemen, in times like these, we need the Savior. In times like these, we need to bring back a sense of decency to our nation. We need the Savior to stop the cold and calculated abuse of our people. We need the Savior to return respect for the Tobago House of Assembly. We need the Savior to return respect for the Parliament of the Trinidad and Tobago. In times like these, our God has chosen, and He has chosen well. he chose Shamfa Kojo as the next Member of Parliament for Tobago West. And indeed, Betsy's hope, he chose Ayanna Webster-Roy for Tobago East, the next Member of Parliament for Tobago East. Ayanna, a daughter, a sister, a wife, a mother, an educated, hard-working young woman, a woman with a vision, a fearless woman, a woman who is committed to the people of Betsy's Hope. She's committed to the people of Webster-Roy and to Tobago East. She is committed to Tobago on the Hope. Ladies and gentlemen, PNM family, please welcome to address you our next Member of Parliament come September 7th for Tobago East, Mrs. Ayanna Webster-Roy.
This election coming, Tobago take warning. This election coming is a serious thing. We have to make sure keep them out the door. In 2015, move them off the scene. You can't vote the COP. That is not a party, not for what COP. Ain't that already? You can't vote the UNC. That's a corrupt party. If we have to deal with them, vote for the people. Who you voting for? Who you voting for?
Good night, Betsy. So how are you feeling? Are you ready? Ready, again? Are you ready? Thank you, Madam Chairperson, for doing an excellent job, Mr. Melville. Thank you. Permit me, Betsy, so to give recognition to our Honorable Chief Secretary and Deputy Political Leader, Honorable Orville, Deputy Chief Secretary Tracy Davidson-Celestine, a daughter of this village, Councillor Melville, hard-working Secretary for Infrastructure and Public Utilities, and our caretaker area representative, all of the secretaries and assistant secretaries in our midst, and Betsy's Hope. I want to recognize my friend, my colleague, a powerful youth speaker, Ms. Nelly Short. Good evening. Betsy's Hope, I am home. My mother was born right down there. I came back here and married the love of my life. And this is where I live, Betsy's Hope. So I am home. And I'm proud to be addressing you at home. A friend of mine told me a few nights ago that there was a political meeting right here. And she noticed the following. She said, one, it had more person at the head table than supporters. Two, she noted that the candidates spent more time discussing Ayanna Webster-Roy. Brothers and sisters, when I heard that, I got real vexed. Because I spend my time on the platform educating Tobagonians on the reasons why they should vote. I spend my time on the platform highlighting my vision for Tobago East. That big man who already had a chance to represent and who failed miserably, he should have known better, ladies and gentlemen. But I will deal with him. Let's see how I will deal with him. But not tonight. Not tonight, Betsy. So come downstairs in 19 Ross at 6 o'clock and I will deal with him. Brothers and sisters, enough of the jokers and the dreamers. I want to get down to serious business. I want you to understand why the People's National Movement is the best and only choice come September 7th, 2015. 5 years ago, we entrusted our nation government. And we, like the master in the parable of the 5 talents, have come to recognize that the outcome of everything depends on whose hands it's placed for nurturing. Our nation, in the hands of Hamlet-led government, has entered into a state of decadence. Corruption is the order of the day. Crime is at an all-time high. Our nation's youth are disillusioned. Nepotism reigns, and we are on the brink of social unrest. Brothers and sisters, unlike the servants in the parable who took the talents the master entrusted him and doubled it, our government, like the foolish servant who received 1 talent, took all that was good, wholesome, and beneficial to the people of this nation and hid it away. Instead of nurturing the blossoming unity that existed amongst our people pre-May 2010, this government, this Hamlet-led government, fostered discord, distrust, divisiveness amongst the people. But you know we have a saying in Trinidad and Tobago. We have a saying that if a fish rotten, it is rotten from the head. So how they could come and tell us that the leader good, but the party bad. If the party bad, the leader bad. No fish are rotten from the tail come up. It is time, Betsy, it is time for us to stand against poor management of our treasury. It is time for us to stand against broken promises. It is time for us to stand against Tobagonians' right to self-determination being used as an election ploy. It is time for us to stand against corruption and wickedness in high places. Although we know they have failed us. They want us to question the track record of our PNM House of Assembly. They want us to lose focus on the real purpose of this election. They want us to be ungrateful. Brothers and sisters of Betsy's Hope, ungratefulness worse than Orville. I grew up right here hearing people tell me that. Ladies and gentlemen, we know our PNM Assembly has worked for us. And because we know our PNM Assembly has worked with us, we can be confident a PNM central government will work for us and work for us PNM style, brothers and sisters. I want you all to just imagine how much more we will be able to achieve if we have a PNM central government with a Tobago born and bred PNM minister and a PNM Tobago House of Assembly. Brothers and sisters of Betsy's Hope, just close your eyes for 2 minutes and just imagine how great it would be. I want to highlight some of the achievements PNM Tobago House of Assembly. It will give you a clip of what you can expect from a PNM central government and a PNM member of parliament in Ayanna, Webster-Roy. I want to highlight improvements in primary health care and, more importantly, the introduction of walk-in centers which operate on an extended basis. I, like many Tobagonians, have personally benefited from the services of the walk-in centers. Last year, I had the unfortunate experience of getting a chick bee. I was in pain, and I had to leave work and go down to Canaan Health Center. Brothers and sisters, in 15 minutes, I was in and out with my medication in my hand. That is the PNM Assembly working for you. The PNM Assembly cares about our health and well-being. Yes, we cannot be ungrateful. I told you before, ungratefulness worse than Orville. Brothers and sisters, in terms of education, we have more spaces post-primary than we have children to fill the schools. This is performance and delivery, PNM style, brothers and sisters. I had the honor and the privilege to witness a graduation ceremony at Mason Hall High School, and I was truly impressed by the work done.
especially with young men. And when I went to the Roxborough Anglican School graduation, it dawned on me, our education system in Tobago is improving. Just like Mason Hall, the boys were the ones copying the prizes in Roxborough. Our education system under this PNM administration is working for our boys. People, I tell you, ungratefulness worse than Orville. We must remember. So when we go to vote, remember the work being done. In terms of infrastructure development, I can honestly say that this PNM Assembly has delivered. Every time one of my cousins come from overseas, they point out changes to me that I did not even realize. You know, we are saying in Tobago, when things stare straight in your face, is now you don't see it. We have had major road works done over the last 15 years. When I walked Pembroke, I felt the joy and gratitude of residents of Murray Hall, who would have benefited from the development of their road and drainage system. And Murray Hall is just one community. The residents of John Dial will feel more comfortable to walk along the main road. The infrastructure upgrading community will see residents benefit and improve drainage. Brothers and sisters, that is delivery and performance PNM style. Brothers and sisters, when compared to other Caribbean islands, we have more access to community facilities and recreational spaces available to residents. Almost every community has ready access to a community center, ICT walking center, recreational ground with lighted playing field, playing park or youth center. Betsy's Hope, right here in Betsy's Hope, we have a modern community center that is being used to facilitate training and development. Brothers and sisters, performance and delivery PNM style. And I must mention, ladies and gentlemen, that we have a library facility that is the envy of the Caribbean, if I dare say so. Every user was taken into consideration. The child, the adults, the elderly, and the differently able was not left out. I have to be honest, it took a while, but when it was delivered in PNM style, brothers and sisters. While the Assembly has been able to deliver to the people of Tobago, more could and should be done for Tobago on matters of national concern. This is where we need good representation in the Parliament to move our development agenda forward. Because of the lack of representation, the matter of constitutional reform was not addressed. Because of the lack of representation, there has been no improvement in the air and sea bridge. As a matter of fact, the situation has worsened. And I can say that I suffered at the airport last week trying to come up from Trinidad. Because of the lack of representation, the issue of land regularization remains on the back burner, while countless Tobagonians become more and more frustrated. Because of the lack of representation, the Roxborough and Old Grange police stations were not built. Because of the lack of representation, internal self-government was not attained. Brothers and sisters, under my watch, under the watch of the girl you helped to raise as your next member of Parliament, I want to give you my guarantee, my promise of excellent representation and representation PNM style. The same way your own Tracy Davidson-Celestine has been doing it with fine style and quality, brothers and sisters. Betsy, so I want to give you my commitment. I will continue to walk with you. I will continue to listen to you. And more importantly, I will continue to work for you and with you. And unlike the others who will come seeking your support, I will have the honor and privilege We put people first. And unlike the others, with a track record of broken promises and disregard for Tobagonians, the PNM will work for you in the Parliament the same way the PNM Assembly has worked for you. While they tease us with promises of internal self-government, you can rest assured that the PNM government will deliver. Mr. Celestine mentioned that every level of the party, internal self-government has been agreed and approved, so you can expect it under my watch. As a matter of fact, the Honorable Orville gave me a mandate, the same mandate he gave Shampo Kojo. Within 1 year of our being in office, we have to deliver internal self-government. Brothers and sisters, I'm a woman. I love a challenge. So they give me a challenge and I'm going to deliver. And Mr. London, I'm going to deliver PNM style. Brothers and sisters of Betsy, so the PNM's policy places heavy emphasis on improving the quality of life of all citizens. Our political leader has stressed the importance of revitalizing the agricultural sector and creating an environment that encourages investment. Our political leader, during his presentation in Market Square 2 Sundays ago, made a commitment to the development of sports and sportsmen and women. Brothers and sisters, when I heard that, I smiled. I know the residents of Betsy so have been clamoring for upgrades done by Krems. And I know with the necessary upgrades, Betsy Hope will be able to produce more world-class players like Krems Sunwear. I know that. I will advocate for the THA to get the required funding to facilitate sports development on the island, so that we can continue to produce world-class sportsmen and women. Our PNM government will promote food security by encouraging our farmers to grow what we eat and encouraging our citizens to eat what we grow. The next PNM central government is committed to economic diversification through the creative industries. We know how beneficial this can be to Tobagonians, as the Tobago House of Assembly has invested heavily in training and development to position Tobagonians to capitalize on emerging opportunities within the creative industries. Ladies and gentlemen, we are very fortunate to have one of us, a fellow Tobagonian, at the helm of this great party called the People's National Movement. Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley has the ability to lead his team to victory and to restore good governance to Trinidad and Tobago. With God's help, Dr. Rowley and the PNM government will help to heal our nation. He shares our ideals. Dr. Rowley shares our values and our beliefs, and he's passionate about safeguarding our heritage. Ladies and gentlemen of Betsy, my family, my friends, I want you to know that Dr. Rowley is the right man at the right time to save this nation. Brothers and sisters, family and friends of Betsy, I want you to understand that the PNM is the right party at the right time to heal our land. Brothers and sisters, I want you to know, I want you to understand that the People's National Movement, Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley, Ayanna Webster-Roy in the east, Shampo Joy in the west, we are the right time, the right place to build the Trinidad and Tobago. God has been good to us, and he has been good to the People's National Movement. I believe his goodness will prevail. Do you believe, brothers and sisters of Betsy? I believe that his goodness will prevail to victory. Do you believe, Betsy? Brothers and sisters of Betsy, friends and family, God has a plan and a purpose for each and every one of us. I believe He has called me to a season of service to the people of my country. So you have seen your little girl grow. You have seen your reserved young woman blossom into a powerful, articulate powerhouse that you go. Because God has called me to a season of service, not only to Tobago, but all of Trinidad and Tobago. My brothers and sisters of Betsy, so with God's help and with your support, come September 7th, after the last ballot is counted, and Ayanna Webster-Roy is declared in Tobago East, and Santo Joy is declared in Tobago West, and Trinidad is declared all red. We shall all sing a song of glory. Red is the PNM. Red is the PNM. Red is the PNM. Now we shall thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it again for Mrs. Ayanna Webster-Roy. PNM family, how you feeling? Are you ready? Are you ready to vote? Let's thank you, audience, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You are hearing the PNM vision. You are hearing the truth, so that we know on September the 7th, we will not make the same mistake as we did in 2010. Undeciders, I'm thanking you in anticipation that you are listening and that you will do the right thing. Come September the 7th, you will vote for the People's National Movement. Please remember that yourself. You are voting for your children. You are voting for your grandchildren. And you are voting for the future generations. In times like these, God is with us. So I want you to be selfish. Protect Tobago. Be generous. Protect Trinidad. So on Monday the 7th of September, when we wake up early and we say our prayers to the Creator, our God, we will go out and vote resoundingly for the People's National Movement. We will protect our island and our country. Ladies and gentlemen, PNM Posse, are you ready? Yeah! Are you ready for our featured speaker? Let me hear you say yeah. This evening, our featured speaker needs no introduction. He is indeed the Chief of Chiefs. He is our very own, the Chief Secretary of the Tobago House of Assembly. Let me hear you give a resounding PNM Posse. A resounding welcome to our Chief Secretary, the Honorable Orville.
Sleeping time. Sleeping time. I was in the laboratory when somebody showed me him. Somebody said that I'm not today because the way hear them. And in this crowd was singing loud words in the convention. When we walk in big screen and thing, oh Lord, what a section. In the man was a crowd and he started to jam. He did them bam, bam, bam. Somebody say you got to like the man.
Betsy, good night. Tobago East, all of Tobago, those who are here and those who are listening on 92.7, a pleasant good evening. And let me take the opportunity to recognize your representative, our Deputy Chief Secretary, a lady who has matured significantly and continues to serve with distinction, your own Tracy Davidson-Celestine. I'd like to also recognize our very hardworking Secretary of Infrastructure and Public Utilities, Mr. Gary Melville. I'd like to recognize all the other secretaries and assistant secretaries in the audience. I'd like to say a special shout out to all the PNM people who are here gathered for this very important meeting. And of course, all the supporters, well-wishers, and even those who are not yet supporters of the People's National Movement. But I want to say a special good night for a young woman who continues to impress us. And we have watched her grow and mature over the past 2 to 3 months. And tonight, as I listened to her, I told myself, she has arrived. She is ready. Ayanna Webster-Roy, our candidate, our representative in less than 3 weeks, our representative for Tobago East, who will guarantee that after 5 years of neglect, we will get the quality of representation which Tobago East deserves and demands. I say to us, I will take very great pleasure in endorsing Ayanna Webster-Roy. Ladies and gentlemen, I feel particularly blessed this evening for a number of reasons. I'm certain that there are many of you in the audience who will have envied this thorn sitting among 3 talented, powerful, beautiful Betsy who grows it. But I also feel very blessed that I can stand here this evening in Ayanna Webster-Roy's home village to endorse her and to say to all of Betsy's Hope and all of Tobago East how proud we are of our choice, how proud we are that we have the courage and the foresight to select someone of the caliber of Ayanna Webster-Roy to represent you. We have come to know over the last couple of months the Ayanna Webster-Roy that the people of Betsy's Hope would have nurtured, the people of Betsy's Hope would have trained, and the people of Betsy's Hope would have presented. We have come to understand and to recognize and to appreciate her caring nature, her compassionate nature, her commitment, her passion, and therefore we can be very confident that Tobago East will be well represented. I'm also very blessed that I could stand here and tell all of you present that when Ayanna Webster-Roy made that very passionate speech, Ayanna Webster-Roy is not only somebody who is going to talk the talk, he's not only somebody who's going to walk the walk. Ayanna Webster-Roy is going to work the work. And I'm saying that that is what this election is all about. Not just about somebody who could talk the talk and walk the walk, but somebody over the next 5 years will work the work. And I say to you, brothers and sisters, that working the work is not just about an individual. Working the work is about a team. Working the work is about a leader. And therefore, Ayanna Webster-Roy not only has positive qualities, but she's in a positive environment. Because she starts with having a partner in Tobago West who is just as powerful, just as committed, just as intelligent, just as compassionate, and just as beautiful Champa Kubi. So she has a partner and she has support. And then she's part of a team that you will have seen last Saturday. One of the best balanced teams that any political party has put forward to an electorate in the history of politics of this country. And then you have a leader who has been nurtured, a leader who has matured, a leader who has come through very many challenges, very many travails, but these challenges and travails have strengthened him and given him the experience and given him the fortitude necessary to lead this country for the next 5 years. Because, brothers and sisters, while we are in school, maybe very early in Betsy's home today or this evening, we must understand as Tobagonians that we are living in very serious times. We are in a very difficult situation in Tobago and in Trinidad and Tobago. And we have to understand that the choice that you make on September the 7th will determine whether we give ourselves an opportunity to recover and to really be in a position where we can pull this country back from the brink, or whether we're going to allow this country right further down into the depths of despair. Over the last 5 years, we have had a government which has done everything to bring this country to its knees, and it has succeeded in doing so. At present, our economy is in shambles. At present, our reputation is at the worst point that it has ever been in the history of this country. At this point, we do not know what the state of our treasury is. At this point, we do not, what we know is that the government of the day has absolutely no plans to improve the situation. Because, brothers and sisters, sometimes you hear things and you ignore them. But when our political leader speaks, and speaks with honesty and sincerity about a government that, as we speak, is in fact issuing post-dated checks, we have to understand the state of our economy. If I issue a post-dated check, it means that I know that I do not have money. And I'm saying to us, brothers and sisters, that a government that is prepared to do that or has to do that has in fact bankrupted this country already. And therefore, when the PNM takes over on the 8th of September, we have a lot of very serious work to do. And in order to do that serious work, we need serious committed people. And that is one of the reasons why I want all of us to recognize how important it is for us to make the right choices. In Tobago, for the very first time in our political history, we have a record number of candidates, 6. And I can't spend time dealing with all 6. So I really deal with them from the perspective of the winners, they also ran, and they never was in the race. And therefore, I will dismiss the never was in the race, the people who have really got into the election to contribute their deposits to the treasury. So I will say nothing more of the TTP, TPT, the ILP, or whatsoever. They will contribute to the treasury, and we'll be very grateful for their contribution. But I want to say a word or two about the other two, the TOP and Forwards Tobago. And I think sometimes, people make statements, and we ignore the statements, not realizing how these statements do in fact give us insights into people and how they think, and most likely what they're supposed to do. And there are 2 issues about the TOP that I want to draw to attention, because both of them took place in the last 48 hours. The TOP leader, or the TOP representative, were asked, who would they like to be the Prime Minister? And they said Kamala Prasad. Yes, but they don't have a choice. They're part of the partnership. And the leader of the so-called partnership is Kamala Prasad. So when Joseph Frederick comes to you and asks you for his support, what he's in fact saying is that he's asking you to support Kamala Prasad Desessa and the United National Congress. And I'll tell you what he's asking you to support. I have this booklet. It is 124 pages. And the name, it is titled Reasons to Remember of Lies, Deceptions, Blunders, and Missteps. And there are close to 300 of those lies, deceptions, blunders, and missteps in this publication. And that is what Joseph Frederick is going to come here to ask you to support. Support a Kamala Prasad Desessa and a UNC that will go down in the history of this country as the most corrupt, most despicable regime. And he's going to tell you to come here. He's going to come here to tell you, let us, as Tobagonians, who have suffered under this regime and will have suffered more had it not been for the fact that the Tobago House of Assembly was a buffer between them and the most despicable of the atrocities, he's going to come here and tell you that. But what actually compounded the situation is when I read in the paper that Joseph Frederick is saying, I had a lengthy discussion with the present member for Tobago. So I said, well, if he wasn't spoiled already, he's spoiled now. Because imagine that he is going to go and sit down with the member for Tobago East, come and tell Tobago people of Tobago that is qualifying him to be a representative for Tobago. Here you have a situation where the Tobago East representative, the TOP, representative of Tobago East, has brought shame and disgrace to the Tobago East and the Tobago family. And therefore, if I were Joseph Frederick, I will stay very far from it. And then we look at Forwards Tobago. And here you have a representative in Forwards Tobago, who, as was mentioned earlier, was a failure in the TAT. I used to be a school teacher. I used to be a principal. And when a child fails, they either stay same place or they demote, and we don't try to promote them. And therefore, I cannot understand the thinking behind this particular decision on the part of the people forward. But in addition to that, on a more serious note, one has got to ask oneself, what can the Tobago Forward representative do? And what can any of the others do with respect to delivering to the people of Tobago East and the people of Tobago? And the answer, of course, is nothing. Because in order to understand the role that your representative has to play, one has to understand the responsibilities of the Tobago House of Assembly and the responsibilities of the central government. The central government has specific responsibilities with respect to Tobago. And those responsibilities were not carried out over the past 5 years. And Ayanna Webster-Roy is quite correct when she said that we gave her and gave Shamfa a mandate to correct those wrongs and to ensure that all those things that were not done for Tobago by the central government over the last 5 years must be done by them and a PNM government under Keith Rowley in 1 year to 18 months. So that when we talk about self-government, they have a timeline. All PNM has a timeline to deliver self-government for Tobago. It is not a matter of talking the talk. You have to walk the walk this time around when you go there as a representative of the PNM, whether at the level of Ayanna Webster-Roy or at the level of Prime Minister Keith Rowley. When Ayanna Webster-Roy speaks to you and indicates to you that the situation with land titles will have to be addressed, again, that has to be addressed with a specific timeline. And I say to the people of Tobago East and the people of Tobago. It is not a matter of talking the talk. Ayanna, Webster-Roy, Joe, and the People's National Movement can work the work with respect to that, because they know that 5 years ago, the then PNM government had in fact 3 bills before the House, and that those 3 bills were supposed to treat with that particular situation. And had it not been for the cynicism of the UNC government, which when it came in 2010, allowed those 3 bills to lapse, so that for 5 years we had nothing else but Mamalai, with various committees that were set up, one of them under the same Tobago East representative. Nothing has happened, and the situation has not been addressed. That situation will be addressed within the first 18 months of this new PNM. When we have a situation where all of us are suffering throughout Tobago from the situation with internal transportation, and all it takes is the sensitivity to deal with the arithmetic of transportation in Tobago. We recognize that in order to have a reasonable level of transportation in Tobago, you need 30 buses. If you give Tobago 8 buses, what do you expect? So while they are trying all they can in Trinidad to bring all kinds of buses, the Tobago situation is neglected. Because these are people that relate governance with politics. They relate governance with giving to people or repaying people for what they feel people would have done. And this is in that context, brothers and sisters. I want you to compare what has transpired in Tobago before 2013 with what happened after 2013. What they are attempting to do to the people of Tobago is to punish them for the licking that we put on them on 2013. But I'm saying, what I want us to do in 2014 is to put another licking on them in 2015, so they will not be in a position to ever punish us again. That is what we have to do. Because no government should rule out of spite and vindictiveness. Because remember the situation, and I say this on this platform, when we spoke about the situation, when I spoke about the situation with respect to water, one of the things that you have to understand is that when the government came in 2010, there were commitments that they made to us, the people of Tobago. They made a commitment to this hill go down, because all of us know that in a situation where more than 50% of the hill go down is covered in silt, that it means that the capacity of the dam is such that it is not fulfilling its function. They were talking nice. After 2013, they suddenly have no money to visit the dam. They dug wells. After 2013, that stopped. You in Tobago, you know the situation in Tobago. You would have seen the amount of work they would have done in digging up the road and putting down lines. Look what happened after 2013. They would have indicated to us in 2013 that they would have started to deal with the Southwest wastewater treatment situation by putting in some funds. Suddenly after 2013, they have no money, coming to ask us. They're collecting water rate and asking us to give them money to fix something that they would have decided to fix before. I am saying to us, brothers and sisters, that we cannot put Tobago in the hands of individuals like this, who believe that governance has to be related to paying back. Whether paying back positive or paying back. And it is in that context that I want us to understand what has happened over the last 5 years and what we continue for the next 5 years. Because the last 5 years it was about payback. The representatives of Tobago over the last 5 years were people who were paying back to the UNC masters for the favor that were given to them during and after the election. And therefore it is time that we, the people of Tobago, select individuals who owe nobody anything, The only people they owe are the people of Tobago who nurtured them, the people of Tobago who selected them, the people of Tobago who sent them, and the people of Tobago have a right to demand that they serve them. That is the only payback that we're talking about. And that is the only payback that we want from Ayanna, Webster-Roy, and Champa Kudu. Because these individuals have demonstrated by their track record that they have the temperament, that they have the caliber, that they have the character, that they have the resilience, but most importantly, they have the integrity that we as Tobagonians should demand from our representatives. Because I said to us, brothers and sisters, that we speak about development in Tobago, and we say Tobago has in fact developed, and yes, it has. It has developed to the point where many people believe that there are very few islands or countries in the region that have really developed to the extent that we have in Tobago. But I'm saying that we could have done more, we could have achieved more had we got the level of collaboration that we needed from the central government. And in many cases, what we were asking for this from the central government, it would not have cost any money. All we wanted is for them to sit with us in an environment of mutual respect and talk to us about Tobago people's business and how we can help the people of Tobago and improve the quality of life of Tobagonians. And they refused to do that. Instead of sitting down with the Tobago House of Assembly so that we can join forces in doing what is best for the people of Tobago, they spent 5 years attempting to undermine the Tobago House of Assembly. Not realizing the Tobago House of Assembly, they were in fact undermining the people of Tobago. And the most tragic thing about that is that they were supported in this kind of betrayal. They were supported by our own Tobago representatives. That will end on the 7th of September when we make the right choice and send Champa Kudu and Ayanna Webster-Roy to power. Because this is the first time in the history of politics in Tobago, starting way back in the time of Arthur N.R. Robinson and coming right down to 2013, 2010. It is the first time that Tobago selected representatives who did not believe their first loyalty was to Tobago. It is the first time that we selected representatives who consistently betrayed the very principles that they were supposed to grow up on. And I'm saying that will change on September the 2nd. That will change when we make the right choices on September the 2nd. Because I say to us, brothers and sisters, that as bad as things are today, they can get worse if we make the wrong choice. And I'm saying to us, brothers and sisters, that sometimes when the Lord recognizes that the choice is clear and we still do the wrong thing, then the Lord has a right to punish us, and we deserve to be punished. In 2010, we could have been excused, because in 2010 we did not know all the facts. In 2010, we could have said, give the lady a chance, give Ethiopia a chance. 2015, we know about the lady, we know about Ethiopia, we know about Forward Tobago, and we don't have to know about the rest. And in those circumstances, we have a responsibility to be the right choice. Chairman, and she was saying something that is very important. She consistently spoke to the undecided. And tonight I want to speak to the undecided also, but I want to speak to you about the undecided. Because we have got to understand that sometimes not voting is the same as voting wrong. Not voting, as far as I'm concerned, is voting wrong. Because you have made a decision. And that decision, whether you vote wrong or you don't vote at all, is about condoning wrongdoing. It's about condoning corruption. It's about condemning this country to 5 more years of the United National Congress. Because something that all of us in Tobago must ensure that we're not duped about is this whole idea about Kamla. This election is not about Kamala. Kamala is fighting once. This election is about the United National Conference. And we as intelligent Tobagonians must ask ourselves, why is it that this government, which for 5 years was operating as UNC, and for years before that was UNC, suddenly decide to mount a campaign on Kamala? And if Kamala, in fact, had a track record that was marketable, you could understand. But the point about it is that Kamala's track record, as bad as it is better than the track record of the UNC. But if you do not understand what is going on, you're likely to get taken by that. The reality is that if we make the wrong decision in Trinidad and Tobago, we are going to be back in the clutches, not just of Kamala, but the clutches of the United Nations. And it's in that context that I want the undecided to ask themselves whether that is something that they want to inflict on the people of Trinidad and Tobago. I want the undecided in Tobago to ask themselves whether they will want to be able to tell their children that faced with the circumstances we face Trinidad and Tobago today, faced with the 5 years that Trinidad and Tobago would have endured, whether they can look their children in the eye and look their grandchildren in the eye 5, 10 years down the road and say, in those circumstances, I did nothing. So to those undecided who are here tonight, I say to you, this is decision time. Because this is an election, as far as I'm concerned, that is more a test of the people than it is a test of the politicians. Because the politicians can talk what they want. In the final analysis, it is you, the people, who have to do the evaluation and then make the decision. And you can make a decision to make the wrong choice or to make no choice. I'm saying making no choice is the wrong choice. And therefore I want all of you here who accept the fact that the PNM message, the Ayanna Webster-Roy message, the young lady Davidson short message, and I must take the opportunity to congratulate her on a very sterling performance. And you know, when I watch her, I say, just now she go ready. And of course, the Tracy-Celestine story. I am saying that if you all believe that those messages are valid, you have a responsibility to carry those messages. The PNM is not a perfect organization. But this is not a choice between perfection and imperfection. It is in fact a choice about what is best for this island and this country at this particular point in time. And I'm saying to you that you want to ensure that you have a government in Trinidad that gives the Tobago House of Assembly the best opportunity to provide the best for you. Because most of the issues that affect your quality of life of Tobagonians, whether it's the roads on which you drive, the schools to which your children go to, the community center to which they've been referred, whether it is the health facilities, whether it is the recreational facilities, whether it is the community services, the Tobago House of Assembly is responsible for that. And we can only serve you better if we have a better relationship with our central government. And that is one of the reasons why we have a responsibility to do the right thing come September the 7th. But I'm saying to you, brothers and sisters, that there's another issue about which I want to speak. And it is the question of leadership. I spoke at Bethel yesterday evening. And at Bethel yesterday evening, I made a point about persons who criticize Dr. Keith Rowley as the potential Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. And I have absolutely no problem with that. because every public figure must be subject to scrutiny. But I'm saying that when individuals who criticize Keith Rowley in a manner that they send the signal that he is totally unsuitable, what you are in fact saying is that the other aspirant to the position is the person who is more suitable. And I'm asking any self-respecting Tobagonian, if you have a choice between Dr. Keith Rowley and Kamla Prasad-Bissessa, whether you're PNM or not, do you have a choice as to who is better for Tobago? And that's the question you're going to ask yourself. Which one of them is better for Tobago? And I'm saying to all of us that there's none among us who will believe that a Kamla Prasad-Bissessa is better for Tobago, its communities, its children, and its future and its heritage than Dr. Keith Rowley. And that is why we have a responsibility, not just as PNMites, but as Tobagonians who care about their future, who care about their communities, who care about their children, who care about their heritage. We have a right as Tobagonians to do what is best for us. And what is best for us as Tobagonians is Shantra Kojo in Tobago West, Ayanna Webster-Roy in Tobago East, and Keith Christopher Rowley as Prime Minister of Trinidad. This is a very serious election, because I say to you that what we do on September the 7th is not only going to impact on us for the next 5 years, it's going to impact on us for the next generation. And that is why we in the People's National Movement have not just given you a candidate for the next 5 years, we've given you a candidate and a representative for the next generation, Ayanna Webster-Roy. Because the challenges that we face in Trinidad and Tobago and the issues that are relevant and important are not going to be addressed in 5 years. It's going to take a long time. And it's going to take people with commitment. It's going to take people with the kind of focus and the kind of resilience that Ayanna Webster-Roy has exhibited in her working life and up to the present time, and that Ayanna Webster-Roy, I know, will continue to exhibit as a representative of the people of the people. We, the People's National Movement, consider ourselves very fortunate that we not only had an Ayanna Webster-Roy, but had a selection number of people for whom we can select. And this platform this evening does in fact tell us about the caliber of women in the People's National Movement. Because the chairperson this evening and the youth speaker this evening were both individuals who were screened with Ayanna Webster-Roy for the candidacy in Tobago. And any one of them could have been sitting and standing in Ayanna's place because all of them were worthy. But the fact that Ayanna Webster-Roy was chosen, and the fact that they stood resolutely and are standing resolutely with her, is a tribute to Betsy Hope women, is a tribute to Tobago East women, is a tribute to Tobago women, and I want to see how very proud I am to be associated with them. Brothers and sisters, this has been a good evening for us. You have heard the caliber, you've heard the statements, and you must have been able to treat with their sincerity and their commitment. And I'm saying, I don't think there's anybody here who would have heard the content of this meeting and who would have been able to evaluate the quality of the candidates and, of course, the kind of plan that she and the PNM would have for our Tobago East and our Tobago, that will leave here unconvinced that the right of surrounding people. The journey was the length of, and sometimes I empathize with Ayanna and champion. They have got to walk every day and talk almost every night. But it is good training because the next 5 years are going to be rough for them. The next 5 years are going to be challenging for us. But I am confident that the people of Tobago East will make the right choice. I'm confident that the people of Tobago West will make the right choice. I'm confident that the people of Trinidad and Tobago will make the right choice. I am confident that when we make the right choice, that we have the team in place and the leadership in place that will guarantee that we're able to treat with the challenges facing us as daunting as they are at this point in time. And I am confident that when we make this right choice, that we will be able to say that regardless of what has happened over the past 5 years, regardless of the abyss in which we have been placed, regardless of the morass in which we have been involved, that we have the leadership in Tobago, in Trinidad, and that with that leadership and with the kind of collaboration that will exist among the PNM people in the parliament and between the PNM controlled central government and the PNM controlled Tobago House of Assembly, Tobago and Trinidad will be again back on the path to prosperity and decency. And when each of us knows that he or she has made a contribution to this positive situation, I am saying that in those circumstances, all of us who have contributed can join together and celebrate in Tobago, and then also join with our brothers in Trinidad who will also be celebrating a magnificent victory and a return to decency in governance. And when we do that, and when we have that confidence, we'll be able to say with pride and conviction, great is the PNM, great is the PNM, and Trinidad and Tobago will prevail. I thank you and good night.
Sleeping time. Sleeping time. Ooh, sleeping time.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give our chief of chief a hearty round of applause. Again, I thank you for being a great audience, and a special thank you to the undecided voters for listening, for hearing what the People's National Movement is about, and hearing the reasons why you should vote for the People's National Movement. Ladies and gentlemen, our next meeting is tomorrow, 6 p.m. at Patience Hill, and 7:30 p.m. at the Hard Court in Black Rock. But the most important meeting for the week will be at the Roxborough Gray Stadium. Just remember, Thursday, 6 p.m. at the Roxborough Gray Stadium,